I wrote this story about a year ago, April 15th, 2024, when I posted it on Medium. I was a morning shift nurse at the time. A few weeks later, I had no choice but to accept the night shift. So technically, there have been a lot of changes since then. But when I read this story today, I realized that a lot of what I said is still true. This is the story. My old life was my ideal life. Did I just leave my ideal life for something else? All I thought was that my life would be different as soon as I had changed my schedule and moved back to being a morning shift nurse. It wasn't. It was still the same. Yes, I will finally be home by 7 p.m., but I still don't have enough time to write or even read a book. It's actually more like I don't have the energy to do so. What happened? That 12-hour morning shift I have 3 consecutive days in a week demands a lot of energy. At the end of the day, I'm already physically, mentally, and emotionally drained. It's an adrenaline rush for 12 hours, and by the time I get home, it feels like all my energy is sucked out of me. So I get home and have dinner because I'll be famished by then. And I don't know why. Then take a shower and sleep. I wake up by 5:30 a.m., have breakfast, and then leave for work. Repeat that 3 times. That's not how I imagine my life as a morning shift nurse. Honestly, it seems that I actually get to do more as a night shift nurse than I do now that I work the day shift. Is it because my body's still adjusting? Possibly. I will give myself a few more weeks to see if any changes happen. See if I'll never have another hypokalemic paralysis attack by the third day of the week. See if, on the first day of my off, my body wouldn't be seeking sleep and just be in bed all day, perhaps trying to replenish all the energy lost from the 3 consecutive days of adrenaline rush. I hope that's what I only needed: time, patience. I hope my body will soon get used to this new schedule. I previously shared a story about my ideal life, or my idea of the American dream. So I never really imagined myself working hard like this. I imagine myself working smart. I'm telling you now that it is possible. I know it is because it already happened to me in my pediatric home care USRM life. Back home, imagine this: waking up at 5 a.m., not for work, but because you wanted to. You grab your bike and ride to the beach. Once you're there, you watch the sunrise as you have that delicious taho sold by the street vendors, or have fresh coconut juice from the tree. Then you get to ride your bike again. By 8 a.m., you're back home. Once home, you shower, change into comfortable clothes, sit in your office, start morning meetings, and work until lunchtime. You don't have to work around this time. You just choose to work by this time so that your instructions from the previous meeting are still fresh. A knock. It's your sister calling you. Sometimes it's your mom. They're saying it's lunchtime, so you have lunch with them. During this time, you also have a chance to play with your nephew or joke around with your teenage nieces and nephews. Back to work by 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, including your personal tasks you need to do for your business. You take care of your taxes and make a spending plan for your own money. Then, you've decided to take another break and continue to work at a cafe nearby. You've visited almost every co-working space or cafe downtown because you just wanted to change scenery sometimes. Sometimes you visit the library and work there. Now it's night time. You must get home for dinner, so you drive home. It was a fulfilling day, and spending a relaxing evening with your family was lovely. Sometimes It's not so relaxing because of your little toddler nephew, but at least it was still fun. After that, you either work again or do your homework from a new course you're studying just because you want to do it. Then you prepare for bed. You tend to sleep late between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. or later because of the movies you're watching, books you're reading, or another quick meeting you need to do for work. But it's alright because by this time, you're not stressed at all. There wasn't any adrenaline rush except for that moment when you were on your bike this morning. You go to sleep relaxed and wake up relaxed. I just told you my life before coming to New Jersey to work as a nurse. Looking back, it looked like I was already living my ideal life. I lived that life for a couple of years before coming here. However, I still decided to leave it behind. It's pretty depressing to think about it sometimes. I remember my mom telling me, "Why are you still going to work in the US? Your life is good here." But I still went. Was it worth it? I can honestly say that it still is. I will tell you about the reasons in my next story. Do you think it's possible for me to live my ideal life in this new country? I think it's still possible. If others can do it, so can I. And for the first time in my life, I will share with you how I will do that. 1. I'll finish my current contract with my employer who sponsored my green card here. 2. I'll continue to be the best nurse I can be for my patients while prioritizing my health. That means I will not let my bad debts control my life. Number 3, I will limit spending on wants and prioritize paying off my bad debts. Number 4, continue to write for Medium and YouTube. Number 5, start building my email list on Beehive. Number 6, continue to provide value to the readers through writing and commenting on other stories. Number 7, make sure to save up to pay for taxes. 8, if I can't read a few pages of a book in a day, I will read a few pages 3 times a week. Number 9, I should use proper movement at work and do calisthenics, qigong, or yoga when I'm off. And 10, I will start doing some charting and trading again consistently. I started my 401k a year ago and also have a Roth IRA. And my next plan is perhaps to max it out, at least once I pay off all my bad debts. By sharing all of this information, you probably have a hint about why I can say that coming to the US was still worth it. More on that in my next story. This is your neighbor, Juan.